Hello and welcome to Main Street Matters by Heart on Main Street, the podcast that doesn't believe the rumors and only looks at facts. I am your host, Patrick Keiser, and today we're playing some Mythbusters. That's right, we're talking about the biggest misconceptions that people have about independent retail. You've heard them, maybe even believed a few of them yourself, but today we're going to set the record straight. Because truth is, Main Street is not a relic of the past. It's not a backup plan. It's not a weak link in the economic chain. Main Street is strong. It's evolving. It's the economic backbone that keeps towns thriving, and it's full of stories that prove the doubters wrong. So let's get into it. Myth number 1. People don't shop local anymore. Let's start with that big one. You've probably heard it, maybe from a cynical neighbor or a skeptical vendor. Nobody shops local anymore. And sure, online shopping is convenient. Big box stores can offer a one-stop everything. But this myth ignores what's really happening on the ground. People do shop local, but they shop local when local stores give them a reason to. Great products, warm service, and a sense of community. That's the sweet spot. In fact, surveys from groups like Civic Economics and the Institute for Local Self-Resilience consistently show that consumers want to support small business. They just need to know where to go and why it matters. That's where marketing, events, and local pride come in. I talked about these in a previous episode about what makes a great Main Street. When retailers tell their stories, show up authentically, and offer real value, people come in. I've seen it firsthand in towns like Stillwater, Minnesota, Saratoga Springs, New York, Waukon, Iowa, Franklin, Tennessee, and countless others that I visited in my Main Street Monday adventures. These places are thriving, and not because they're massive towns or touristy areas, but because they make people feel like they matter. Shopping local is also more than just a transaction. It's an experience, a personal connection. When you walk into a local shop and the owner knows your name, remembers what you bought last time, or recommends something just for you, that's something you cannot get in an algorithm-driven world. And let's not forget, supporting local doesn't mean anti-technology. Many Main Street retailers are now offering hybrid experiences, ordering online with in-store pickup, Instagram live sales, and beautifully curated websites that tell their brand story. Local and digital are not opposites, they're partners, really. The truth is, when people understand the impact of shopping small, how it supports their neighbors, funds community events, and keeps their downtown thriving, they're far more likely to do it. So the job for us as retailers, advocates, and consumers is to keep reminding them. Yes, online shopping has caused a threat to retail, and it has impacted its business. But recent trends have shown that it's impacting big box stores more. We've already seen the closure of Bed Bath & Beyond, Buy Buy Baby, and Sears. Other chains like Walmart, JCPenney, Kohl's, Macy's, and even Target have significantly reduced their number of stores. And this makes sense. The products that they sell can easily be found online and can be shipped to you immediately. If I want toilet paper or toothpaste or a shirt from a national brand and I don't want to run to the store, I can get those items to my house in about 5 to 10 clicks. The uniqueness of independent retail is its strength. Myth number 2. Independent stores can't compete on price. Here's another classic myth. Small retailers can't compete with Amazon or the big box stores because their prices are too high. Let's be honest. Yes, big corporations can buy in bulk, they can negotiate lower prices, and they can run loss leader promotions to lure people in. But the assumption that price is everything in retail, that's the real myth. Independent stores often operate in a completely different lane. They're not trying to be the cheapest. They're aiming at being the most meaningful. They're offering products that are carefully selected, ethically sourced, locally made, or simply not available anywhere else. And that kind of value does not have a barcode on it. Let's say you walk into a local gift shop and you find a $28 candle. Could you find something similar online for cheaper? Probably, but it won't be hand poured by a local maker. It won't come with a story. It won't have a give back component. And it certainly won't help fund that store's ability to sponsor a local sports team or host the holiday window walk downtown. Customers will pay a little more when they feel a deeper connection to what they're buying. The real key is for retailers to communicate that value, telling the stories behind the products, creating an experience that goes beyond the product itself. Let's not discount the fact that independent stores are increasingly savvy about pricing strategies. They run promotions, they bundle products, they reward loyal customers. They know how to make value visible. So yes, price matters, but it's not the only thing that matters. And Main Street retailers who lead with experience, service, and storytelling are proving every day that price doesn't always win. People do. Myth number 3, retail is dying. Yes, the doom and gloom myth that's been around for years. Retail is dying. This is either not true or the longest, most drawn-out death imaginable. I believe it's the former. It's easy to believe when you see national chains closing their stores or headlines about the retail apocalypse. But let's be clear, what's dying isn't retail. It's a certain kind of retail. Impersonal, stagnant, forgettable retail. Once I was on a business trip and I forgot something essential for my meeting. It was something I needed, but it was not something the hotel would carry. So, and I hate to admit this, I walked over to the local big box store that was in the same commercial sector as my hotel. They didn't share the same parking lot, but they might as well have. I walked in, I grabbed my thing, and as I was walking to the checkout, it hit me, this isn't my hometown. This isn't my local store. I'm in a foreign city. But still, I knew exactly where that item was in the store without even thinking about it. Now, you could say that this planning made it convenient for me. But what struck me was the exact opposite. It felt so generic, so uninspired, so blech. Like it was some mass-produced retail store made in a factory to be just like everyone else. And I'll tell you, it was one of those chains that I listed earlier that is closing down stores. What's growing in retail is retail that engages people, retail that tells stories, retail that adapts. Independent shops are hosting classes, they're launching product collabs with local makers, they're turning their stores into mini event spaces and finding creative ways to bring people through the door. From visual merchandising to online marketing to community building, today's Main Street retailer is part entrepreneur, part artist, and part event planner. And they're the ones that are succeeding. According to recent data, many small retailers are outpacing larger chains in growth, particularly in niche markets or places with strong local economies. In other words, the rumors of retail's demise have been greatly exaggerated. Retail is not dead. Boring retail is dead. The stores that fail to adapt, that ignore their customers, that resist change, yes, they're in trouble. But the stores that embrace innovation while staying rooted to their community, they're thriving. So no, retail is not dying, it's evolving into becoming more human, more localized, and more personal than ever before. And that's the story worth telling. Myth number 4. Opening a store is a dream and not a career. Honestly, this one really gets under my skin. The idea that running a store is just a hobby, something that people do for fun or a side gig, like it's a cute little passion project and not a real business. Let me tell you something. This I probably even don't need to tell to this audience because you all know it and you're living in it, but opening a retail store is one of the most challenging, courageous things a person can do. It's a leap of faith, a financial risk, and a full-time job all rolled into one. Retail owners are business strategists, they're marketers, merchandisers, accountants, therapists, janitors, and community connectors. They wear 47 hats a day. They track sales trends, manage employees, respond to customer needs, and still find time to decorate their windows for the holidays. And the impact that they make, it's huge. Retailers provide jobs. They help revitalize downtowns. They offer places where people gather, connect, and feel seen. Is it hard? Absolutely. But so is any business, and retail deserves the same respect as any other form of entrepreneurship. For many owners, their store is not just their livelihood, it is their legacy, and that's what makes Main Street so powerful. So if you're listening and you've ever heard someone diminish the work that you do, let this be a reminder to you. You are running a real business, one that matters, one that's part of the economic engine that keeps your community thriving. And that's no hobby. That is a mission. So let's review. People do shop local. Independent stores can compete. Retail is not dying. And running a shop isn't a darn hobby, it's a business. These myths, they're convenient, but they're not true. And every time we push back against them by supporting a local shop, by telling a retailer's story, by celebrating their success, we help reshape that narrative. Main Street isn't just surviving, it's proving every day that it matters. If you've got a myth that you want me to tackle in a future episode, or a story that busts a misconception wide open, I would love to hear from you. Please reach out. You can email me at contact@heartonmainstreet.org, or go to our website, heartonmainstreet.org, or tag us on Instagram at, you guessed it, Heart on Main Street. Until next time, I'm Patrick Keiser. Stay safe, shop local, and keep your heart on Main Street. This episode was written, produced, researched, and edited by me, Patrick Keiser. If you'd like to learn more about our organization, you can visit our website at heartonmainstreet.org. Thanks. Bye.